Great rate that stays put until you change a car, driver, or your address. Plus, seriously good service. Now that's something to smile about.
Your Erie agent in Uniontown and Ross Traver Township is Sprowls Insurance Group, 724-437-9812, or go to sprowlsinsurance.com.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all
The
states.
views and opinions presented by the host, guests, or callers on this program do not necessarily represent the positions of WMBS Radio.
Thank you, TJ. Welcome to Democratic Hour on the 11th day of July, guys.
7-Eleven if you're
So, oh yeah, 7-Eleven.
if you're a gambler.
Well, we got to play that number today, 7-Eleven, and it's WMBS 590 AM 101.1 FM. Our telephone number, we're taking calls, is 724-438-4593. TJ, I know I was missing in action last week because of the 4th of July, and the previous week we were here, and the previous week I had a little visit up here on Berkeley Street at Uniontown Hospital. But, you know, we're going to start the show out. There's a big weekend coming in Pittsburgh, and believe it or not, I'm going to let the cat out of the bag, as they say, and guess who's going to be in Pittsburgh for the Pickle Festival? I hope. Oh, that's it. Oh, Jack, he's here. That's it. I'm going to get a call. I'm going to tell you what, there's going to be a big yacht under the Clemente Bridge. I'm going to be
his next number one hit.
Number one hit. Justin's going to be at the Pickle Festival.
You guys going to drink pickle juice?
Oh, absolutely. They're going to drop it right off the Clemente Bridge to us.
Only if we have too much to drink.
Yeah, there's a big pickle festival, and believe it or not, they claim there will be over 250,000 people coming to Pittsburgh.
Fantastic.
It is. It's good for the city. Good, and again, having a little fun with Justin Timberlake. And again, I told you I checked his party affiliation, and you can rest assured it's not an R. But again, guys, welcome back to the show. Doc, welcome to the show. Rich, there's so many things to talk about.
Time for a quick short story?
Absolutely.
I'll make it short.
You'll make it short.
I'll try. Anyhow, he mentioned this record of the Pirates this year, how sad it was. But I was going through YouTube and caught a obituary on a player played as catcher for the Pirates and loved baseball, played for other teams, became a renowned announcer and well thought of, and talk show host at all times. And he said, our record was so bad one year that when game was rained out, we had a party in the clubhouse. So that's how I feel about the Democrat Party. So please brighten me up.
Boy, we're going to brighten you up. Well, let me say this.
Make it up, whatever.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to brighten you up. Right behind me, you'll see two signs. We got Matt Lancaster for treasurer and Jim Santelli for the recorder of deeds. And we're going to win both of those races, and we're going to show the Democratic Party is not deceased in Fayette County. The reason I bring that up, and I know Rich he got some notes here. Somewhere in this world we live in, everything's on Facebook, and people. I'm not in the high tech end of this industry, but somebody had and put out there are Democrats against Jim Santelli. That's an outright lie. It assures everybody I know for the fact, including Republicans, is going to support our candidates. But there is nobody out there that I'm aware of. But I will let this out. My understanding from good resources that the person involved in who set this Facebook page up,
fake page,
is from Washington Township, and I'm not going to say any more, and it's a female. And you can rest assured that person is a Republican. Again, that's some of the stuff, Doc and Rich, that it's unreal that stuff that people post today.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to post something on Facebook,
put your name behind it.
Put your name on
it.
And create a Facebook page where people can go back and see who you are, what you do, instead of just leaving everything blank.
And Jim responded.
Gracefully and effectively.
And I totally agree. But again, that's our two candidates, countywide candidates behind us, is Matt Lancaster for treasurer and Jim Santelli for recorder of deeds. Guys, there's so many things, and we'll go back to local. While I was out and about, and I just left the VA, believe it or not, today for a checkup after I left Uniontown Hospital here, and we got to talking down there. And believe it or not, I was doing a little research before I went down there, and I was thinking, Doc, and you've been here longer than Rich and I, and thank God that the profession you chose was being a doctor. People don't realize that Medicare started in 1965. And what would we do when we didn't have Medicare? Because I just got the bill from Uniontown Hospital, which was paid. And folks, I'm not going to tell you what it was. Then, of course, after that was done under the Johnson administration. Then, of course, Medicaid came in. But I also looked up another program. Social Security started in August of 1935. And the reason I say that, I retired 22 years ago, so I paid into Social Security for 32 years, me and my employer. But I've been drawing Social Security for 16 years, and thank the good Lord that somebody back in 1935, you had Democrats and Republicans put this bill together, and it was signed by Roosevelt. And what would we do if we didn't have what I just said, Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, and all this big, beautiful bill? Everybody's saying that some of these rural hospitals are going to close, and there ain't no doubt in my mind they will. When this is all going to take effect, and of course today, of all days, we have the President of the United States, rightfully so, going down to Texas. Unfortunately, there was a flood, and believe me, nobody wants to politicize it, but I hope he doesn't bring politics in it, because he wanted to eliminate FEMA, and I just brought politics in it. Now, all of a sudden, now everybody needs help from FEMA. Doc, I was looking, thought about this yesterday, when, of course, last week, unfortunately, the flooding down in Texas. But 1977, we had a flood right here in Johnstown.
Absolutely.
Killed
the rain stuck.
People. Yeah,
the rain cloud stuck, couldn't make it over the mountains.
Yep, and it was like yesterday.
Massive floods opened up graves.
Yeah, when we were working on a Volkswagen plant, and I was working as plumber to pipe fitter for a contractor out of Pittsburgh, and we had some members from another local coming through, and they told me, apologize for being late on the job. That was their first day. They got stuck in Johnstown. And I said, well, how'd you get stuck in Johnstown? Said there was a major flood, and I'm thinking, middle of July. Well, that's what happened. But the devastation in Texas, and of course, they may never find the bodies that were unfortunately lost.
161 they're still looking for something.
And they may never find them. But again, that should never happen. I know it was one time they sent 100 storms, but going in the future, you can rest assured there's going to be something done to alert these people, and why some of these camps are so close to the river. It's a sad situation. And again, the other thing, the tariffs are on, the tariffs are off.
Oh, yes.
Well,
turmoil.
Let me send you a letter. Negotiations, Doc, when you sit down and you're sitting with the Contractors Association, they make an offer, we make an offer, they make an offer, we come to agreement. He just sends a letter, according to him, right? I'll send a letter to Canada, I'll send a letter somewhere. And that's how we're going to determine.
And he did it on Tuesday.
And to a lady prime minister or president, they called her Mister. So he didn't even have the correct right sex.
Well, the other one, he was railing against BRICS, the up and coming countries, nations, and he wanted to impose a higher tax on BRICS nations because not all of them support the U.S. You know who's on BRICS? China. China.
Guys and girls, you can't make this up. Serious. And that's why elections have consequences. I mean, you don't know what he's going to come out of his mouth. He really don't care. He has the Supreme Court behind him. And of course, he doesn't care anything what the court decisions are. And then you people got to remember this. One day there will be a Democrat in the White House. So he's going to have the same luxury as the current president of the United States.
Yeah, he could on day one just sign executive orders, say all the executive orders that Trump put in place, they're refuted.
I think we have an alarm coming up for winter.
Emergency alert.
There's a heavy cloud hanging over the area.
Yeah. It says extreme, so folks, look out.
The other thing, too, this weekend, the Fayette County Democratic women will be demonstrating as they have down here at Five Corners. So they've been having a good turnout. So if anyone wants to get involved, they've been out there every week between here and Connellsville. And you could look up the Fayette County Democratic Women website. They've been harassed a couple times. There was a young boy, young boys and do some things they shouldn't.
With their diesel trucks.
The young boy had to go in front of the magistrate this week, and they fined him 2 out of 3 counts. He has to pay a fine. So I hope he learned his lessons. They're down there. Peaceful demonstrations, and like I said, the group been doing it every week to inform the public what's going on, with all this cuts and especially this big, beautiful bill now. And we're going to see where this all pans out. But our candidates, like I said, Jim Santilli and Matt Lancaster. Matt had a little fundraiser yesterday. And again, with the Italian Festival and the picnic, the Fayette County Fair coming up, you'll see our candidates out there for 10 days. And of course, speaking of our candidates, very important.
Judicial.
We have the judicial candidates, and the candidates, I have the list in front of me. They're up for retention. It's just a plain yes or no vote.
They've run and won a term
Yeah.
already.
Yes, they're in 10-year term.
People need to know that.
Yeah, so we have Christine Donahue. She's a Supreme Court candidate. She is a judge in this yes or no vote. And the next justice on the Supreme Court is Kevin Dougherty for Superior Court. Supreme Court, we have David Weck. We have Superior Court, we have Alice Beck Dubois. And for Commonwealth Court, we have Michael Wojak. So those are up for retention, like Doc and Rich said.
All proven.
Yeah, and they were elected, so this is their second 10-year term.
Yeah.
When you elect these judges, and they're in there for a lifetime. So, again, that's how important. I know the Republican Party, this is going to be a big yes or no vote, and you won't see a D or an R behind their names either.
No.
You'll just say yes
or no.
And there's no doubt in my mind, and we've reached out to all the candidates, and you can rest assured you're going to see, I would say, all 5 candidates somewhere crossing Fayette County. I know that you may see them out to Fayette County Fair, so we're looking forward. And, of course, before we know it, the election will be here on November 4th. I know, Rich, you have some things that you go over with you and I before the show, but that's some of the things that's going on here on a federal level. So, again, with this so-called, the other thing, too, and I can't think of the senator's name. He voted for the bill. Now he's unhappy.
Missouri senator.
All of a sudden, he got his testicles back. Now, think about that. Now he's unhappy about something because he's not running for office.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden.
Oh, no, that's not Missouri.
No.
That's
Tillis or the other?
Tillis, yes, North Carolina. Yeah.
So whatever it is, now think about that. You voted for something, and I talked to somebody today. I actually read the bill. I'm willing to bet majority, everybody in Congress did not read that bill.
Probably not. That's why they read it.
They admitted it too when they questioned them on it. They even check them the following day. Then you didn't see that this was in there, and
it's unreal. Around. But getting back to what I earlier said. I wonder how they would vote today when I mentioned Social Security and Medicaid and Medicare and the CHIP program and the SNAP program. Wonder how those votes would go today. You know how they say they'd go? All the Republicans would vote against every program that's out there that benefits working Americans. It's unreal. But like I said, we're going to see what kind of behavior, if he's anything presidential, when he's down in Texas.
I trust you two in fixing my grudge. The grudge that I have, and even the smart pundits on the radio, especially, they say, here come the Democrats wanting their Social Security protected, their entitlements. And they lock on that word, which is the wrong word. Entitlements, never have said that just by being born, you're automatically into the social service system and so forth. The proper word is that is a managed savings plan.
Exactly.
Savings plan.
Since 1935.
Yes, but in 1935, the three of us, if we'd had a monthly, we were told get a monthly saving plans, and we did. Every month something would come up, and a radiator, four new tires, new battery or something, and you would postpone the savings. Whereas, but the plan it was designed by a woman in the cabinet at the time for the most part. The mandatory or the automatic saving plan, there was money going in there that you didn't even see, and it wasn't up and available for the battery, or you'd have to postpone those things. Is that not true?
Yeah, exactly.
We wouldn't, there would always be something at the end of every month that some emergency came up and you couldn't put that monthly deposit for savings, correct?
Right.
So it's a savings plan, which also had contributions by sometimes government employers and so forth.
By the employers,
to beef it up a little bit, to make it worth your efforts.
The other thing on this so-called big, beautiful bill, the Republicans who voted against it, and a number of Republican senators and House members are saying they're not going to run for re-election. But guess what? They get lifetime health insurance.
Oh, absolutely.
Lifetime, even though they're out of office.
Can beat it. I never thought I'd say this, but I will say it today, and that people could keep me accountable for what I'm going to say. I do believe there should be term limits. I truly do. Now, how many years? I would say at least have to be senators for 6 years, so at least 2 terms for a Senate, at least four, maybe 5 terms for a
House. Every 2 years
because they'd have to run. But I mean, it's unreal. I mean, and again, it's going to affect everybody here in Fayette County, and everybody that the governor put out his statement. How many people we know that's on Fayette County on Medicaid and Medicare and SNAP programs? And then I guess my question: where in the where's our local legislators? Have they reached out to Guy Rushenthaler? Or I assume they don't. Do they get any calls? Well, you should get calls. Okay, Charity, where are you at? Where's Ryan Warner? Where's Pat Stefano? Where's Bud Cook? Because there are constituents out there that live in these counties that's going to get affected. You mean they can't pick up the phone?
Yeah. Well,
when this money's not coming from the feds and other programs coming to the states, and the states back here, believe me, we're in some bad times, folks.
I think one of the things the Republicans might be looking at is a lot of those really harsh cuts and like Medicare and everything. That's going to happen after they go into effect after the midterm elections.
That's fantastically important. That's sneaked in through there that no one caught it. You caught it. But none of these pundits and the writers in the papers and all haven't mentioned that at all because of the turmoil, the tariffs up, tariffs down. But they slipped that in there.
Yeah.
And the Democrats were counting on when the people see the writing on the wall and what's happening to them, in the midterms, be no question but a wave.
Yeah.
But no, it doesn't start to show up, and the pain won't start till after those midterms, right?
Yeah, a lot of. But but the
big cuts.
Yeah, but the no tax on tips and no tax on overtime, that goes into effect immediately, so that they can take credit for that.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, that's some of the things, of course, locally, and we're going to be out supporting our local candidates, and believe me, we got some great local candidates. But that's some of the issues here locally and federally. But the other thing, of course, right, I had a list, but I'm not going to go over it. All the things that he was going to do on day one, right?
You know what today
the war is? What?
You know what day it is in his administration? Day 176.
176. And that war is still going on over in Russia, right?
Yeah.
And then his beloved Pete
Hegseth.
Right. He didn't even inform the President of the United States that they weren't sending some weapons.
Defensive weapons over to Ukraine.
And then when the press asked him a question, he got sarcastic with the lady.
I don't know.
Well, I don't know. Maybe you know more than I do. Evidently, she knew more than you did. Yeah, you tell me, right? You tell me.
Well, hell, he's a commander-in-chief.
Right.
He's commander-in-chief, and he doesn't know what's going on.
And believe me, and the rest of the pundits he has there, and then, of course, the press secretary, I know, or it could be she or he. It happens to be a she, and, of course, she's going to take all the heat. She doesn't care what she says either.
No.
Then the big one come out again with the Epstein case, right? All this stuff was laying on her desk. All of a sudden, that ain't what I said. Well, no, this is what you said, and this is, the names are
She
here.
put a different spin on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she put a spin on it.
180-degree spin.
Yeah. And then Trump brought that up during the cabinet meeting. He tried to berate the reporter who asked a question about it.
Sure.
And then during the cabinet meeting, he goes on and talks about how he redid the cabinet meeting and put all the portraits up of the presidents. He spent more time talking about that than he did with a lot of other important issues.
And again, our telephone number is 724-438-4593. And anybody has any questions about the upcoming election, call the Bureau of Elections at 430-1289. Rich, the other thing, this is about as bizarre as this could be. Could you imagine Joe Biden, any Democrat, saying to a leader from one of the African nations, right?
Liberia.
How beautiful English he spoke, right? And he's giving it.
So bad.
Yeah. And he said,
so
right?
bad.
Go ahead, Rich. You finish up because, folks, believe me.
No, yeah,
If Joe Biden would have said this, these people would have lost their mind.
Yeah, President Trump was commenting, the head of Liberia, saying, like, how wonderful your English is.
He's giving a compliment.
Yeah. And he said, where did you learn the English? He said, in school. English is our language in Liberia.
Now, you think the President of the United States didn't know that?
And the flag, Liberian flag, copies Old Glory, red, white, and blue.
And again,
The guy from Liberia probably speaks better English than Trump.
like I said, heavens, like I said, and this is only 100, what did you say, Rich?
176.
176, so we got...
No, 173, I'm sorry.
173. So look how many more days and years we have left. But again, that's some of the things. And again, if you want to get involved in Fayette County Democratic Party or the Fayette County ladies,
Democratic.
women of Fayette County, we're going to be down at 5 Corners from 12 to 2. Please stop by.
Saturday or Sunday or
Saturday.
Yeah,
and we appreciate the people. People come by, drop off some water to drink and some soda. So we appreciate those individuals who've been doing that. But they've been having a nice turnout, except that one little deal down in Connellsville. But that young boy probably learned a valuable lesson. Yeah. We're not down there to hold up traffic. We're down there to demonstrate what's going on throughout the country here in Fayette County with some of the things we just talked about.
And before
Medicare, Medicaid, and every other cuts. And then I guess, with one of the Supreme Court, who just told him he could lay off who he wants to in the
State Department today.
State Department.
Yeah, mass layoffs in the State Department today. Yeah.
And many of those people spent their entire lives dedicated to researching, and they know everything there is to know about Lithuania or one of these odd countries that you and I couldn't find on the map.
Yeah, civil servants.
And again, our telephone number
real
is
pros.
724-438-4593. Rich, you have any other things on a national level?
FEMA.
Oh, yeah, FEMA, right?
Well, a lot of it got brought to the attention because of the horrible disaster in Texas. But
that's sad.
But FEMA is when a disaster happens, it's locally executed. The local people take care of it. The state manages it by calling in everybody, and
all the help they need. That's their job to call it in.
Yeah, and they can't bring the federal government in until the state government goes and
usually the lieutenant governor or somebody has to activate it.
Yeah, has to ask for an emergency, and then the federal government funds it.
And then, of course, when there was the disasters in California, you know what he did. He blamed it on the Democratic governor.
Yeah.
Now we got a Republican governor in Texas, another disaster, and all of a sudden, when they asked him a question about FEMA, he completely got off of the subject.
Yeah.
CJ, we have a caller on the line?
Yes, we do.
Okay, we're going to see who we have.
Good afternoon. You're on the air. Who we speaking to?
Sean from the mountain.
Hey, Sean, how are you?
I'm good, George.
There's a big dark cloud. You getting any rain in the mountains?
We've got a little sprinkle up here, but nothing too bad yet.
But I know you have something on your mind.
Well, no, I just wanted to help spread the word because I'm telling all of my friends that still have student loan debt,
Oh, yeah.
to take that student loan debt and put it on Pam Bondi's desk because apparently things get lost there. It's like the Bermuda Triangle, George.
Well, I never
Everything
thought about
disappears
that.
there.
Well, maybe I like that, Sean.
So all of my friends, student loan debt, take it to the Attorney General Pam Bondi's desk. It will never show up again. So there you go.
So we cured that problem, but maybe we should, if you have a Medicaid problem or Medicare, maybe that's what we should do.
Sounds like she takes it home and sweeps the whole desk clean, everything in her ROM file.
Hey, Sean,
You know what I can't figure out about the whole thing, though? I can't figure out about the whole Epstein thing is that if you were actually innocent of this, wouldn't you want the lists to be published? I mean, wouldn't you want it if you were squeaky
Oh,
clean,
absolutely.
Yes,
our president claims he is? Wouldn't you want it published? So, let's be honest. And the truth of the matter is, even if they did publish it, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me because those that dislike Donald Trump have always disliked him, are going to continue to dislike him.
And the
those
MAGA
that
people are going to continue to support him.
Right, the MAGA people that are in the cult of Donald Trump are going to continue to be in the cult of Donald Trump. So there has to be something deeper here. As much as I'm not a conspiracy nut, but there is obviously something there. So. Yeah.
Sean, I'm going to give it a little shout out for you. Sean does a show on farming here on WMBS on Tuesdays at 11 o'clock or 11:15 to 12 o'clock. The reason I say that, Sean, I know there are some things currently that you've talked about in your show and we've talked about off the air about how these programs, some of them are being cut, is going to hurt the local farmers here on these SNAP programs and also these farmers markets. Am I correct?
Well, the farmers market vouchers are becoming sort of a thing of the past, unfortunately. They're getting few and far between. I do my best to sort of announce when they're distributing them at the senior centers and things, but they've lowered the amount. The state of Pennsylvania can't cover these. This was, federally funded. And so SNAP has just been decimated, and, that's killing our local farmers that donated a tremendous amount of their crop into that program, so it was, people in need getting food locally, which was an amazing thing, which was a wonderful thing. And so that's being completely gutted and decimated. And then, of course, like you said, all this, the FEMA aid, it's not going to clean up any of these messes that are happening in any of the agricultural sectors whenever we have these natural disasters like what happened with North Carolina and Georgia. What happened with us? What happened with all of our drought that we were supposed to be reimbursed for all that drought damage? That's all gone now.
Yep.
He got rid of all that. So.
And the sad part about it. Go ahead, Sean. I'm sorry.
No, I make it a point to steadily warn people that all these programs that the USDA, and let's not even talk about who's in charge of the USDA now. She's an abomination. But all these programs through USDA where they will reimburse you after you put your money into it. I have warned everybody off of those because it's just so scary that they could just change their mind and go, you know what, you're stuck with the bill.
Yes.
So
and these people were preparing, like you said, for these programs, knowing the money was going to come. Now it's not coming. These are the same individuals who probably supported this current administration, and they're going to get to, bite the hand that fed them.
Well, when you have somebody in charge of the U.S. Department of Agriculture that stood at a microphone and said, "Well, they're sending all these migrant workers back. They're corralling them up. They're getting rid of them. They're sending them back where they belong," which we know is a lie. Half of them are getting sent to countries they don't even come from, but they're being shipped out. And so we're going to replace them with people that needed Medicaid, or people that we're going to replace them with people that that aren't even qualified to go out in the field, that don't understand farm work.
Yeah.
The whole thing just made no sense at all to me.
Sean, I thought when President Trump began this, he said we're going after the worst in the country, the criminals. This week, the bishops in California put out a decree that said, Catholics no longer have to go to church on Sunday because they're worried about getting picked up by ICE agents as they're coming out of church.
Yes, that was.
So, do you know any criminals that go to church?
Every Sunday.
I really don't. I don't know those that are that hypocritical that are going to commit these heinous crimes that he's talking about and then turn around and go into the Catholic Church.
Unless they're going in for confession.
I also don't know a whole lot of hardworking migrant workers that are committing crimes because they don't have the time.
And we're all for people being deported if they're accused and go through the judicial system if they did something here.
Yeah, if they're illegal, committed a crime, and are criminals, hardened criminals, yes, go ahead and get rid of them. Move them.
Well, that's another thing I can't understand, George. If ICE is doing this by the book and getting the criminals out of here and doing this so lawfully, why are they wearing masks?
Yeah.
Why are they so afraid to be identified?
And no IDs.
They're doing this by the book and doing it lawfully.
Yeah. And in the big beautiful bill, who got a lot of money? ICE.
ICE.
And there are people that did volunteer research and talk and interview people and found out of those immigrants, a small percentage, like 1%, with any hint of any kind of criminal record of any kind.
Absolutely.
An extremely small number.
Yeah. And they're out there doing jobs that ordinary Americans don't want to do.
Or couldn't.
Sean, let me ask you this as a voter. We got a very important election coming here with countywide with our two candidates. We have Jim Santelli running for Recorder of Deeds, and of course Matt Kavanaugh, Matt Lancaster running for Treasurer. How can we get, after every presidential election, just not in Pennsylvania, it's throughout the country, because here in the primary, we had maybe 20% of the people eligible to vote. What happens after president? People don't care. Sean, how do we get these people motivated to want to come out and vote? Because these elections are important here in the county.
Well, George, I think he just did the magic bullet. I think we are motivated now because it's affecting us directly. I think before the effects just felt like they were too global, they were too big. It was, nothing's going to change either way with either candidate. Now it's hitting people at home. It's hitting us where we live. It's hitting us how we eat. It's interfering with our food supply now. So, not only, we can't even grow it here because we're sending migrants out, but we can't import it in because of the tariffs. Yeah. So our food supply has never been as secure. Yeah. So with that, I have to go, guys. I apologize.
Sure,
no problem, Sean. Always enjoy your conversation.
Yeah, thanks for calling.
Bye-bye.
And Sean does his show, Doc, every Tuesday on WMBS on farming. It's a great show. So anybody interested in what's going on in the county and farming, please tune in to Sean from the Mountains, his show on Tuesdays. We have a caller, TJ?
We do. Good afternoon. You're on the air. Who are we speaking to?
Yeah, this is Fred.
Yes, Fred. We haven't heard from you for a while. Where you been, Fred?
I've been around.
I know you've been calling the stations.
Yeah. And listen, I'm a little confused about this big bill. Now, I understand it's going to affect Medicaid, right?
That's what everybody's saying.
Okay, is it going to affect Social Security and Medicare at all?
Well, Trump said it wouldn't, but there are provisions in the big beautiful bill that's, going to make it harder, a lot more paperwork. People have to jump through hoops to be able to get the benefits.
What kind of benefits are you talking about?
Social Security and Medicaid.
Yeah, the monthly Social Security.
I understand Medicaid. I'm talking about Social Security and Medicare.
Well, Social Security, they've closed offices across the country.
Make it harder for people who's going to apply for Social Security.
And they're going to go through one by one and try to find any deficiency or error.
Yeah. So it's not like they're taking people off the rolls, but they're making it awfully difficult to go ahead and continue to get benefits, or for people who are just qualifying first time for benefits.
Or to solve the problem.
Or to solve the problem.
They won't be able to get help.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so in other words, I'm on Social Security.
Like myself.
It's not going to affect me. It's not going to affect me at all, right?
Not right away,
not
but
right now.
The hassles are coming down the road.
Yep.
They're in there, and they deliberately postpone, sort of sneaking them in after the next term elections. Yeah, deliberately. It's in there, and they slipped it right through. Yeah. No one even caught up on it. Except Rich.
Are you talking about such a thing as? Are you talking about such a thing as they're going to start taking money away from me?
No, not right away. No.
Well,
No,
we know there are
okay.
going to be some changes. Like I said, you could draw Social Security. The earliest stage is 62, unless you're on some disability. I took it. I've been on it for 16 years. I paid into it for 32 years.
Yeah.
But we know there's
me
got to
too.
be some changes coming down Social Security. I know there's a cutoff on where the amount of money. To me, you should just raise the threshold. I'd like to make $500,000, then pay on $500,000, and I don't think you'd have a
Right.
problem funding Social Security in this country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay, they're not gonna.
Fred,
Social Security's
go ahead.
Social Security's going to be all right. What about Medicare? Is it going to affect my Medicare at all?
I'd
Down
say-
the line, yes. Yes, it will.
Down the line, in what way?
Well, I'll give you a prime example. One of these local hospitals closed, local hospital closed. Where's these people going to go to a hospital that, you had two, now you only have one? Then you're going to have more people
Yeah.
trying to get into the emergency room, see doctors.
Because those bills are not paid by the government as they were under the plans.
Right.
They won't be paid. You'll be sitting on a bill forever.
And just like Rich indicated in our local legislator, I guarantee if you're in there 10 years, you have the best health insurance till the day you die. So when you're
Oh,
out and about,
definitely,
call your local call Guy Rushenthaler and ask him if he even read the bill.
You can't get through to him.
Well, that's right there, Fred. Hey, Fred, we appreciate your comments, and we're going to
Okay.
have another caller. Thanks, Fred.
Bye.
Good afternoon. You're on the air. Who we speaking to?
Yeah, this is Ken.
Yeah, Ken, what's up, brother?
Hey, George, Doc, Rich, nice to hear you guys. Yeah, I sent you a letter, that's our trade deal.
That's right.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yeah,
Return to sender. You sure you sent it the right address?
What kind of deal is that? I can't believe it. And then
Me
that guy
either.
says, well, we just closed 30 deals. No, they sent 30 letters. And according to somebody in the White House, they haven't closed any deals.
No, you're right.
Well, and he says the letter is better than a deal. I mean, what's he going to do? Write a letter to the prime ministers of Canada and Greenland and said, "Oh, sorry, we're taking over. That's a deal."
Yeah.
Ken, you understand it, but when you talk to somebody out there, he sent a letter. I mean, you sent a letter to somebody, so we struck a deal for you. Since you import only X amount of dollars, but you export more to the United States, this is the letter, right? We're going to put tariffs on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Right.
This big tariff, he's just now Canada, right? Then he threatened them, well, it was supposed to be in June, then in July. Now it's supposed to go into effect August 1st, right?
Yeah. I mean, he
They
said
must have done
90
They must
deals
have
in
done
90
something.
days. And
The best on talk radio, and these others will come on. Now, get guys on there and girls that spent their entire lives on nothing but studying tariffs and all. And they'll say, he doesn't know how they work.
yeah.
Like you said, Ken,
Exactly.
right? They sent a letter. So
Yeah.
it's a letter, right? Just sent all 100
Yeah.
letters, right? It did one a day. Rich
They-
said we're into the 100 some day of his
100.
administration.
Well, he sent
Yep.
letters to the guy in North Korea, love letters.
Oh yeah, that was many years.
Yeah.
Then the war that was going to stop the first day, he
Day
calls
one.
he calls Putin something. Forget what the word he used. Then Putin sends all the drones in to Kyiv and does massive damage to the cities, right?
It's amazing.
The,
Yeah,
the
I-
very night that Trump's talking about how they're working on a deal.
Yeah, deal.
And he unloads on
Yeah, no.
everything Russia has.
Ken, may I ask you a question? I know that you and your wife been going down to the demonstrations, and like you said, they've been peaceful. People with a lot of support. I know they're going to be here this weekend, and I think overall that most of the people have been very friendly here at Five Corners. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Nope,
Yeah.
that's right. Yep.
And
And they're
people,
always encouraged to be peaceful.
and again, like yourself, people who work for a living, like I said, there's plumbers, pipe fitters, retired teachers, police officers, United Mine Workers. People are concerned. You got young kids who got student loans. There've been a great crossroads of people that have been coming down to these demonstrations, and and they'll continue to do it. And we're just hoping the rest of the people here in the county and throughout the Commonwealth are going to get off their rear ends and vote here in November. November 4th, it'll be here before we know it. That's the only way we're going to get. And when we'll ever get a town hall meeting for any of our local legislators, you can rest assured that won't happen. At least I don't know what else to say. Well, did they pass a budget yet in Harrisburg?
No.
Hey, actually, George, the meeting on Saturday the rally is from 11 to 1.
Oh, 11 to 1. Did I say 12 to 2?
Yeah.
Well, I had that wrong.
11 to 1. And I don't know if you've seen where that one newscaster was interviewing Mike Pence, and he said tariffs or taxes.
Yeah, taxes on individuals.
That's what I've been saying all along. Yep.
The president says these billions and billions of dollars are coming in by taxes. Okay, where is it going? Does he have a special account set up in the treasury for tariff money coming in?
It's in Mar-a-Lago.
Well, here's the thing. Like we said, we make a little joke, but it's not a joke. When they had Robin Hood robbed off the rich, gave the poor, he's robbing off the poor, giving the rich. I mean, if you're a billionaire, you need tax breaks? And this is the average folks. This is what he's doing, what he's done. That's what he said he was going to do. And all the other promises he made, well, forget about them.
And you know what? If you hear some of the newscasts, it's a tax break for the middle class. Bull. No such thing. And I think this deal with him and Putin, I think they did have a plan. I think they're going to bomb the crap out of Ukraine and try to get them to submit. I don't think that. And like he didn't know who stopped the weapons going to Ukraine. He knew who done it.
Yeah.
He probably done it and had hawks that follow through with it, but I don't believe anything they say. Unless I was on the ground in Ukraine and see them planes come in with the weapons on, that's the only time I believe it. I think it's a whole bunch of bull to make him look better.
I'll probably see you tomorrow. I appreciate your call and continue to support the Democratic Party and also the Fayette County Democratic Women's who are putting these demonstrations on week after week. We need more people down there, and you'll get to meet some great people. You'll find out what they did for a living, what they're concerned about, and really and truly, it's what we need to do.
George, we actually demonstrate for everybody.
Right.
It's for our freedom. It's for our country. And it's for our Constitution that we are out there, and we're out there for them.
And we have a right to protest, and we'll continue to protest in a peaceful manner. All right, Ken, enjoy it. I'll probably see you tomorrow. We got about 3 minutes, T, to wrap it up.
Yep, you're right. 3 minutes.
Okay, Doc, you get a letter from the president over the weekend. Maybe you're going to tax your Irish whiskey. Rich, right? You're.
I didn't think about
that.
Yeah. So you brought more bad news.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But no, there's some of the things, folks. And again, our candidate, again, I'll get back to our local elections. You'll see Jim Santilli out and about. Matt, the one and only Matt Lancaster for treasurer. And we have other candidates. There's, township supervisors race, and we'll bring some of those candidates into running for office later here in the year. And, of course, we're going to be out and about. The big thing with the Fayette County Fair is coming. We'll have a booth, and we'll be out there for 10 days. You really want to get a feel of the county. Trust me, if you're a candidate, spend 10 days at the Fayette County Fair. And last year, really, truly, we had some great discussions. They're getting a little better. People were, we've all asked people, be a little considerate, come up. We could agree to disagree, but we can't just be, nasty to each other. And that's something we've been trying to do. Rich ran for office. I ran for office. Doc ran for a lot of times for an office. And that's all we ask people. Please get involved, and we'll be involved. And again, we want to thank Sean and Fred and Ken. Doc, you got about 30 seconds, and Rich 30, and we'll wrap it up.
Well, I just wanted... Next week we'll bring it up. The local candidates, and some of them are behaving like Trump and selling goofy materials.
Yeah, we'll bring that up. Yes, that's something we'll bring up. And anybody wants to be seen, go to the Pickle Festival in Pittsburgh. I know one thing: Justin will be down there. DJ, what do you think?
Dill pickles or sweet and sour?
Well, whatever. They claim you could have booze and pickles, anything to do with pickles. But again, for 250,000 people, the weather's supposed to be great. And of course, there's a local hog roast, so anything to help to the local communities, please.
Farmers market tomorrow
Farmers
morning.
markets, yeah, it's a great down here at Bailey Park. You can't go wrong. TJ, thank you. We appreciate it. And again, we want to thank everybody for calling. We'll be back here on the Democratic Hour next Friday. Everybody have a great weekend.
You have been listening to the Democratic Radio Hour, heard every Friday at 3:15, right here on 590 AM, 101.1 FM, WMBS.
And it is currently 83 degrees and cloudy. Also, we will have more on the news in just a moment that Pennsylvania is currently experiencing an intermittent 911 statewide outage. We'll have more on that coming up here at the top of the hour. You are listening to WMBS Uniontown, and at the tone, it'll be 4 o'clock.
Texas Military Department.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly.